the Hollywood house parties in Sunset Hills. These niggas used to take shit that they would put on their lips, and then they would ask a girl if they could get a sip of her drink. And they would put the agent, they would rub it on the rim, and then when the girl would continue to drink her drink, she would ingest it, and the next thing you know, the bitch numb and dead, and they got it in the tub, screw it in.
They want me to tell the total story. Okay, I'll finish it. So then what happens is they presented a bad contract, and you like, I'm not signing that shit. And they like, oh, you don't want to sign it?
And then they bring out the videotape.
Hop in the tape. Let me show you what this did last night. And you like, oh, I'm gonna sign this right now. I don't want nobody to see that. Bow wow. Okay, move right along.
Oh,
move right along.
You made my husband walk away. I don't even know what to say.
Shout out to Snoop for handling that for Bow, but they should have got.
Oh my God! You just turned. I don't even know if I'm old enough for this conversation anymore. I just became like a whole 3-year-old. I emotionally regress from what you just said.
She's here to set the record straight. Jaguar Wright is often compared to the Cat Williams of the R&B world.
No, that's the beautiful thing about being the kind of honest I am. Because what I'm saying is true, because what I'm saying is backed up on honest to God, complete integrity, I can say something like that. Let everybody be mad about it and step the f away. And let's see what reality say. It ain't my fault I be ahead of the curve. It really ain't my fault. I'm just operating in my principle. And then I heard about some of the troubles that came to your door. But if I'm correct, I want to say this while we on camera. When we finished the interview that day, didn't I give y'all some warnings about things that might happen?
Yeah.
Because of this interview.
Yeah.
Was I wrong?
No.
But was I right?
Yeah. Some of the things, the Tevin Campbell thing was interesting to me because we just hadn't heard from him, and he just kind of popped out of nowhere.
Right now, she's making shocking claims about Jay-Z being involved in Sean Diddy's freak-offs. According to Wright, their friendship goes way beyond just making music together. Here's everything you need to know. Jaguar revealed that many artists in the industry have suffered different kinds of harassment. She hinted that people like Diddy, Sean Combs, and Jay-Z are responsible for the pain these men have endured, all for the sake of power and pleasure. Most of these men, she said, fit the description of homo thugs.
I don't need to go nowhere when he's trying to knock me out, screw me in the tub, like I'm a dead person.
But wait a minute, I know why. Hollywood.
You just talking about this. I gotta light up my CBD.
Look, light up your CBD, but let me get this in. I know why Hollywood is so invested with the anal cavity. But I want to throw something at you. You tell me if this is true, right? It happens at a lot of parties. You're thinking about signing. I'm talking about the dudes, right? You go to this party. Let's say it's Cash Money, okay? You go to this party. You get knocked out. Train ran on you in your ass. It's videotaped. You wake up. They say you gonna sign.
That's how they get them to put the dresses on.
Thank you. I knew
Hollywood is black male central.
And they all doing each other in the. It's.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Anybody has a vagina, but you know, is dominion. It's that final frontier.
They didn't all been in each other's, so they literally are all.
If that is true, wait a minute. If that is true, there's only one man to blame for it.
Chris Stokes. Sorry.
You said Chris Stokes, and you right. You know what still trips me out? That if you go back to the MTV Chris episode that they did with Chris,
right?
And Marcus was there, because Marcus was living there, because he was Marcus's guardian. You remember that crib?
Yep.
It was an amazing apartment, but they only had one bedroom.
Yeah.
And they allowed that film to hit the television.
Like we were dumb.
What you got two grown ass men, a young man and an older man, living in a 1-bedroom apartment for where the Marcus sleep in the tub? They can't even sleep in the bed, they gotta sleep on the couch. That's how comfortable that was. He didn't even bother to rent a 2-bedroom. So nobody would have suspicion.
Because that was his name.
I'm just saying, why would you live in a 1-bedroom apartment with the boy you a guardian of? Who's your artist? Who's making thousands of dollars a show, but don't got his own bedroom?
I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Albie Shore, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left, Puffy and Al almost. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Albie Shore was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest mother, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit ass motherfucking game with people that you love, that you like, you know, there's too many coincidences.
Too many. You
Honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog too. And congratulations, young man. Run as fast as Cassie did.
So where is Jaguar getting all this information? Gene Deal has helped figure that out, along with other well-known musicians. Gene says Diddy has been heavily involved in planning exclusive gay parties. These private Hollywood events. The rich and famous are rumored to do much more than drink cocktails. Diddy isn't just attending these parties. He actively invites and finds people, making these gatherings more personal and selective.
It all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang, so I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got to, I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store.
And while Gene hasn't directly named Jay-Z, everyone knows who Diddy's closest business partner is and where the party money is coming from. Deal also claimed in an interview that these events are like playgrounds for Hollywood's elite. These rich and powerful people pay large amounts to join events that let them act out their darkest and most outrageous fantasies. Gene also described Turkish baths as a common meeting place for gay men. But he believes these meetings are not just about baths, they are part of a secret network. According to him, Diddy and probably Jay-Z are behind arranging these private sexual meetups.
I knew I used to wait outside of Turkish baths for them. You know what they do in the Turkish baths?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. That's where a lot of gay men meet. And they all take hot baths together. To each his own though, bruh. But that's a lot of that these guys get into when they start having certain meetings with certain people and they meet them at the Turkish bath and they do their meetings and they meet their people in those type of situations where they're comfortable at. So they don't have to worry about their indiscretions coming out. You mean? You understand what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, twice, sometimes 3 times a week, me and the driver be outside. He'll run into the Turkish bath.
Gene Deal also confirmed that Sean Combs forced Cassie Ventura to sleep with other men while he watched. He sexually abused her. And sometimes even worse, we now know this is true because Wright has already shared the proof for it.
We shouldn't be laughing about that, man, you know, because she is a victim. You know what I'm saying? She is a victim, man, and if this is her victim story, we gotta be more, I think more compassionate. She was 17 years old at the time. She was fascinated by that whole thing, getting on a G4, G5 jet, you understand? And what was her parents, man? What was her daddy, her mama? They didn't miss their child? She didn't come home that night? But what you trying to do? So to say that what he's being known for with Cassie, I can only equate to some of the things that I've seen him and Kim go through. You understand what I'm saying? So people get mad, you know, but it is what it is. I can only equate his actions like that.
Crazy, man.
And then there was the death of Kim Porter, which Jay-Z allegedly helped arrange. Kim Porter's death in 2023 shocked many people, especially Sean Diddy Combs, her former partner and the father of her 3 children. Yes, Diddy's involvement is still highly debated.
I will advocate for you. Because see, I know something that a lot of people don't know. I know that you and Kim Porter had a sit down right before she left us.
Tell him, please, tell him.
And I know Kim had some very good advice to give you. And I believe that this is why things are happening as they're happening now. Kim was smart, wasn't she, Cassie? Kept you alive and kept you safe. I will advocate for you, but you are a victim. And I know that. Congratulations on surviving and congratulations on standing up. I'll advocate for you. F that pussy and his little dog.
Now you want to know what's crazy, Jaguar?
What?
I was, and I can just say it now because I mean I'm not gonna do it. So why not just talk about it now? I had an offer to go over there to Revolt.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep, I had an offer. They've been watching, and you know I was told that, hey, I can have you in a room with Puff tomorrow. And that just sounded crazy to me. That just like you can have me in a room with him tomorrow. Like what? Excuse me?
Like it's the grandest honor on earth.
Kim Porter, who was an actress and model, was in a long and abusive relationship with the rapper and producer. She died at age 47 from lobar pneumonia after showing flu-like symptoms for a few days because Kim was always there for Diddy and supported him through everything. Many people asked why he never married her. Some believed he was too focused on his career and other women. Others thought he was afraid of commitment. Many also accused him of physically and mentally abusing Kim based on claims by his former security guard, Gene Deal.
Even if they call me about the abuse with Kim, they say, yo, Gene, did you see him beat Kim? I said, on that particular case, no. Have I seen him rough Kim up and use the pillow? They you know, he liked to play fight and be hurting the girls while he play fight. Have I seen him do that? Yeah, I've seen him done that. You understand? And I've asked him, you all right, you good, y'all good? And she just look and stuff, he'll stop. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like a big uncle one time. So now, when he get to the hospital, his right wrist is ripped open. So Mr. Dill, when you got to the hospital, what happened? Well, I seen his wrist ripped up. I would testify that I seen his wrist wrapped up in a t-shirt, and he said it right there in front of Kim, you know what I'm saying, that, yo, you could have killed him because she hit an artery. You understand? And I would tell how I saw how Kim looked, and I would testify to everything if I was told to. You know, if I was brought in to testify against that. You understand? I'm not gonna sit there and wait in jail for him. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
So you don't have no problem testifying?
I have no problem sitting in the court of law, doing my due diligence and testifying on stuff that I already spoke of on the internet. When I talked about him, Kim, and she had to cut his wrist to get him off of him, I would tell what I saw when I went to the hospital. I have no problem. I don't care what nobody say, I don't care what nobody think. If I've already said it on the internet, if I've already said it on different platforms and programs, why wouldn't I?
Gene said the lawsuits and accusations that made headlines were heavily manipulated. Diddy has never actually been questioned about any of it. Surprisingly, some of the most disturbing parts were allegedly edited or removed before any court hearing even began.
But my whole thing about it was this, is that anything in that lawsuit, you gotta realize that we only got a portion of it because it's been chopped up. Things has been taken out. So somebody will look a certain way. Now, they left some of the things in there. But I'm sure plenty of times Cassie may have seen some stuff that she ain't really want to look at.
That's all for today. Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon.